Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video is about a question I get asked oh so often, which is, what do I do for work? Or do I even work? Well, technically I work all day, every day. Like, I'm constantly thinking about work, and literally even like when I'm out at the club, I'm like taking notes in my phone. But I don't really work yet. It's complicated, but I'll get into it. I just wanted to share my work story with you guys of how I got to where I am today and what I've learned throughout all of my various positions and all of my experience. And hopefully this will help you if you're in a situation that you're not very happy with right now. Okay, so it all started, well, technically I had a first job in high school, but that doesn't really matter. It was like a model at Hollister. Basically, I just folded clothes and sprayed perfume around the store. But my first positions were intern positions in college. So my very first one, I was an event promoter for an entertainment company, and I got this job because I was buying tickets for my friends through a mutual friend. So he was like, hey, do you want to work under me and sell tickets as well? So they were tickets for these like music festivals, or no, they were like music concerts, shows all over Tallahassee. These were when EDM shows were like a huge thing. I remember this was like the Benny Benassi, Steve Aoki, Skrillex, Tiesto, Calvin Harris days. Basically learned sales early on. I learned that the more people I met, the more I networked and branched out and met people, the more tickets I would sell, because everyone was going to these shows. So that wasn't the issue. The issue was finding the people that needed the tickets and being their ticket plug. Then my next position was a marketing and management intern for a med spa. I basically worked remotely. I did that all the way up in Tallahassee, and the med spa was on Lincoln Road in Miami. Basically how I got that job was because my friend owned the med spa, and we were at lunch, and I was telling him, this was when I was still in school, I was telling him how important marketing is and how you need to have a bomb marketing person and your business will take off because marketing is everything. And he's like, well, why don't I just hire you to do it? I learned that a lot of work can be done online, especially marketing, social media wise. Basically, all marketing positions can be done online. Technically, most jobs that you're sitting at a desk means it could be done online, which is what I'm striving for, working remote. I think the future of work in general is going to be all remote jobs, which is amazing because that means people can travel more. And then my next position was a supervising marketing intern. So this was for a company that owns the best nightclub in Tallahassee. It still exists to this day, and you probably know what I'm talking about. But this company owned this nightclub, a speakeasy, a really nice fine dining restaurant, and then some other bars and stuff. But I was a supervising marketing intern, so I sat in on the management meetings and just helped the managers with whatever they needed, specifically the nightclub manager. I actually got this job, I'm pretty sure I just saw it posted and I just applied, and I just remember you just have to have a really good interview and just be really likable and really personable, and it's very likely they will hire you, because at the end of the day, people want to work with people who are easygoing, likable, you know, not necessarily qualified, although qualifications are important, but no one wants to work with a qualified asshole. So I just learned in interviews, you can't be nervous, you can't be shy, you just gotta be yourself, you gotta be excited, and you gotta be happy, and everyone's bound to love you. And yeah, I learned that through the interview process. And then I also had another position, which was a dental assistant, which was literally so random, has nothing to do with marketing or even the realm of things that I'm interested in. I was working this event, and this guy like came up to me, and I guess he liked my energy or whatever, and he was like, would you be interested in working for me as a dental assistant? He owned his own dental practice in Tallahassee, and you know, the hustler in me was like, I don't know anything about dentistry, but yeah, I'll take a third, fourth, fifth job, whatever. It's never too late to learn a new skill, and you should always constantly be learning and sharpening your tools. I learned that almost anyone can be trained and taught to do literally anything. Like, I didn't go to school for dentistry, but the dentist was willing to teach me, and I learned that with most positions in life, you can be taught anything. And that's kind of goes back to my last point of being a likable person. You might as well be likable because you can be taught the qualifications or skills that you need. But if you're just like not happy in life and just like, you know, negative and sad, then people probably don't want to work with you no matter how qualified you are. So I learned all I could from it, and it was fun when I learned everything that I could, but once I didn't learn anymore, I was out. So my next position was an event planner, which was super fun. Loved that position. I remember planning all these crazy events, and some of them would be these like Vegas style pool parties. I swear, like hundreds of people would come to these pool parties that I would throw. I mean, I'm not gonna take all the credit. Word of mouth obviously made these pool parties better, but the venue was just awesome. Like, it was like this resort style gorgeous pool. It was definitely the most beautiful pool in Tallahassee, so of course everyone wants to come there to party. So I learned from this position that events are no joke. I just had to meticulously plan things to like the very T. I had to like think outside of the box of things that I wouldn't even think of, and just think of every tiny little detail. And now I use that with like travel planning. I like to map out where things are and like how far it'll take to walk or drive to those places, and that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. And then the last position I'll talk about was a brand ambassador. I was a brand ambassador for a pretty well-known soda company, and that was super fun. I actually got that position because my best friend was doing it. I don't know how she got into it, but she was doing it, and she was like, hey, like, do you want to do this? It's super fun. We get paid pretty well. I got paid an hour, which it was a lot back then to me. I remember thinking like I would do this for free. So like when my paychecks came, like I would like almost forget. I basically learned I have a position or a job that you would basically do for free, which is crazy because it doesn't sound like anything, but you'd be surprised. There are some things that you would do for free that you could get paid to do as well. Like, I literally got paid to go to events and hang out, be myself, and meet people. Like, what? And then after college, I was honestly, around graduation time, I wasn't really stressed out about finding a job. There was never any like immediate pressure to like go into the workforce. So I took some time off to travel, and then I had a friend tell me that she was a promotional model for this awesome agency. They paid her so well, and she was like, do you want to do it too? And I was like, why not? I can use that money to fund my travels. It's a great job, great industry. I highly recommend it to anyone. You basically, like the brand ambassador position, you get paid to go to events and hang out and meet people and promote whatever the brand is. And then I also had another friend, a best friend, who was working at this really nice car dealership in the Orlando area. And she was like, do you want to do this as well? She was basically a receptionist. She basically just got paid to sit there and answer the phone every now and then. But other than that, she like was in school at the time, so she would just do her schoolwork or whatever. And so I ended up doing that as well because why not? It was super easy. I feel like that job basically paid me to sit up in a desk for 8 hours a day and literally do whatever I wanted, and that's where I discovered my passion for travel planning. Both of those positions were super flexible, so I could still travel and live my life. So with the promotional model agency that I was with, I ended up meeting more girls and learning about more agencies and more gigs, higher paying gigs, and just more fun gigs. And so I basically ended up leaving the receptionist position because of that. I mean, it got to a point where I was making like 4 or 5 times as much as a promotional model versus being a receptionist, so it just didn't really make sense for me to spend my time sitting at a desk when I could have used that time to work a fun event that I was getting paid way more for my time. With that whole experience, I learned to know your worth and your value and to never downgrade. With time and experience, you will learn more skills and you will just value yourself more and your knowledge, and that will just keep increasing. So then I was only a promotional model, like that was the only position that I had, and it was amazing. I was getting paid enough where I could support myself and only work like 1 or 2 weekends a month, which is insane, which means I basically had the whole month off. You would think, you know, I was in such a great position, I would stay there forever and continue living my best life. But of course, all good things come to an end, and I obviously left all those agencies as well and just kind of cut that position because I learned that it wasn't as fulfilling for me. I didn't really feel like I was impacting people's lives or necessarily making their lives better. You know, it was great meeting people, but I think I learned all that there was to learn in that position. So my next position was kind of random as well. I certainly didn't go to culinary school, but I have always had a passion for cooking, especially in college. I would cook crazy things in college. I was like a little chef, basically. So ironically, later on in life, I became a private chef. And so I worked for this awesome couple, like literal power couple, like super inspiring people, like total hustlers, go-getters, super successful, super just goals basically. I learned that being confined to a certain city is just not the life for me, no matter how great of an opportunity. I just know that's what I learned from that position, is that my freedom is damn near priceless. And it's not even like I didn't have freedom. I could still travel on the weekends, but to me that wasn't enough. I want to go to Miami for a month or go to New York for 2 weeks or whatever, which is why I really want to work remote, do my own thing, be my own boss. The moral of my story is all of my positions were somewhat passed down to me through friends, and that's what I want to share with you guys, the importance of networking and just meeting everyone and anyone you can. You have no idea who will throw opportunities your way. If you see someone and you like their energy or their vibe, just go up to them, become friends with them. I mean, easier said than done, but like, I'm just all for human connections and interactions, and I think that is what makes the world a better place to live, is when people are actually helping each other and connecting with people and interacting with each other instead of just, you know, living their life very tunnel vision and just doing things for them. But yeah, back to the original question, what do I do for work? So basically, this YouTube channel is what I'm focusing all of my energy on now. I'm constantly always working, but obviously I'm not getting paid yet. But I'm not so concerned about that because I know if you love what you do, the money will follow. I'm considering this the apprenticeship that you go through before working towards your dream job. I feel like when you work towards your dream job, it doesn't really feel like work at all. I remember growing up and watching the Travel Channel with my mom, like literally watching Samantha Brown travel and eat around the world, and that was her job, and she got paid to do that, and she literally just talked in front of a camera, shared her experiences, and it was just super inspiring for me. And I went through a little insecurity phase where I was kind of like, well, what are the odds I'm gonna get my own TV show or whatever? But I learned that you were the only person that's gonna make your dreams come true. And I just wanted to say, posting my first video last week was a huge accomplishment for me. I appreciate you guys for supporting this channel and watching my videos. You have no idea how grateful I am that even one person watches. So yeah, I highly encourage you guys to strive for your dream job as well. No dream is too big and no dreamer is too small. Just know that whatever it is that you can ever imagine, you are the only person stopping you from achieving those goals. I learned that not too long ago, and I really want to share that with you guys because that has been life-changing for me in terms of happiness, and I think that is the message for the day, is to strive towards the things that set your soul on fire. And as Confucius said, choose a job you love and you will never work a day in your life. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you learned a little something from this video. Please leave a comment below on your thoughts or perhaps what your dream job is. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one.